Hello everyone. I'm trying to be short. I will put in your attention to look into the past to see how was the evolution of the integration of the components in the on the vCare platform. We have seen the logical view of vCare platform presented by Alvaro. Let's see how we started. So we have into the project several partners, several technical partners with great experience in creating software tools for e-health, and they brought their experience and their components here on the vCare platform, and we have the portal from the ATI, the knowledge representation framework from the FZI, with all the tools presented earlier. We have the imaginary games, serious games. So we have also in the conceptual state as that time, the pathway definition elaborated by TUD. And also we planned to have the sensor data capturing on the gateway from our side. So we started to the technical labs. So what we had to do, the clinical colleagues elaborated and consolidated their use cases, and the first set of functional requirements was released. So how can we fulfill these functional specifications? Some specifications cannot be fulfilled by single component. So we connected component one by one in this stage, in this tech lab. For example, the reliability runs their serious games, but they need to adapt their games, and for that they need the heart rate measurements come from the sensor, heart rate sensor captured by the Android tablet as the gateway, and they adapt their web service, because this is the first technology we used for connected all the components based on the web services, SOAP or REST services or HTTP requests, and everybody has developed at that time. So they adapted their REST API web service to interrogate the measurements, and they get the last measurements of their heart rate, and depending on the value of the heart rate, the game will increase the pace or decrease the speed. Okay, but what if for a single dimension of data, for example, the same example with the heart rate, we need multiple consumers. So we implemented in the middleware. We implemented the MQTT using the MQTT technology. We installed the publish subscriber tool as a RabbitMQ, and we started to put every requirement and every need in capturing data and consuming data, and we all created the topics, the messages for the MQTT based by the topics to be consumed by every component as they need. So we worked distributedly, having every partner have their own development environment on their site, MySphera in Spain, FZI and TUD in Germany, AIT in Austria, and we installed the first version of server in Bucharest for the middleware containing the the MQTT bus, and also we started to implement the single sign-on solution for every component using the key clock tools. Right, we migrated then to the next phase, the living lab phase, when we took every activity one by one and run every integration tests with fake data assisted by the clinicians, of course, because we need the data to be as accurate as possible. Of course, we started to implement these tools using all the security measures they needed, according also to the GDPR regulations, because when starting the pilot data, we have to face the sensitive data, and we need to fulfill all the GDPR regulations. Okay, then we planned the pilot phase, and we wanted to have a single cloud for all the applications. So we started to virtualize all the applications, but we encountered some challenges and constraints from different reasons. Some of them are technical reasons, because they can't virtualize their component. For example, the reliability server can't be virtualized and move into our cloud, and they run their server in the same location in Milan. We can't adapt all the set of devices needed in our requirements. For example, we had the requirements with the medical adherence, and we planned to use a pillbox to capture data from this device and see what if the patient took their medicines, and we didn't find a proper device on the European market, and also we found one on the other markets, but it was very expensive, and we found a workaround replacing in these requirements with a questionnaire filled by the patient. So this was the commercial constraints, let's say. Another constraint was a legal one, because the ATI portal can't be moved into our cloud because of their IPR regulations, because it's not an open source product, it's a commercial one, and they need to have this product on their site. But finally, the rest of the components we virtualized and put in our cloud with all the security measures applied. And that is the map that is running right now, and that we plan to keep into the exploitation phase, of course, with our exploitation measures containing extending the range of the devices and adapting more technologies, but it's the future. So we have, as I said, most of the components integrated with the Keycloak and RabbitMQ, and on our server in Bucharest, and some piece of software running also on in Austria and on Italy. I think I'm done.